Sometimes around January this year, I did a video going over my performance in trading and going over the stats from the past whole year. I was in a video similar like this in December last year where I went through the stats of maybe like 6 months, going in depth my account and what's been happening. It's time to do this again. Today, we'll go over my 6-month performance for this year. I believe it's 6 months of the year so far, roughly. So January 1st to now is August 1st today. So you can see my performance, what's been happening, how I've been trading. My account's been growing quite well. Performance is not as good as the past year for sure, but we'll go and give you an honest look into things and you can see how really things worked out and the real performance of a full-time trader. We'll dive right into it. Okay, so here we are. I'm logged into my account on Interactive Brokers. This is my biggest account now, the one where I do stocks and ETFs, also Forex a little bit now. Although I have a separate account for Forex specifically. So here we go, the numbers are popping up over here. Started the year with $245,000. Now currently I'm at $458,000. Now this is a little bit bad because we just had a really bad day in the market yesterday and also today. So it's been going down a little bit, but I had a really good run. So changes over this. Now I do invest in my account every single month. I make sure I grow my capital by taking assets and money that I earn and put it into trading to really get the best returns. That's why it's growing a lot. My best returns have been 5% today, whereas 4% is one of the Trump announcements at some point, the tariffs for sure. And on the period, you see it's only about 1% return, which is very, very small. Now we had a decent drawdown here in the beginning of the year, roughly February all the way to April was a bit tough. It's been down quite a lot. Now, this is not a huge amount. This is about 9% here in total, which is not a lot for my portfolio. It's kind of what I aim for. I'm to have a drawdown of maximum 10%. We were just below that, which is good. And that's something I can totally tolerate. You can see the recovery has been quite good though. So from 9 to -5 to -3.42, then -3.43, go back to -1 or so, and so on. It's been very steady, the recovery on this. And now just yesterday we had a pretty bad day. That's why the month here looks so bad. But overall, it's been pretty good. Now, I do want to specify that one of the big mistakes I've done this year is being a bit too late on taking profits and closing trades, especially when you have a tariff come up. I kind of closed part of my trades based on the exits that I have and the setup that I have. I kind of left them open because I believe it would recover quick. And it did recover quick, but I did have some stocks that didn't recover as fast or not as fully. Now, I do have some flexibility with my rules where I give myself plenty of room if I want to let the trade run a little bit more. I have rules for that. So, for example, Apple will be a perfect instance of this, where I look at the whole moving average, because here on the chart, we have one on the weekly chart, one of the bigger time frame here below. And that one is giving us a signal to get out when it's turning red. So it's turning red over here. This is way beyond, this is way past. That's not the point. Turning red over here, turning red over here. Now this you'll see, this is in January 2025. And I kind of left this year because my second rule is I can allow myself some flexibility. This is the very small part of discretion I have in my process, is that if this turns red, I can close the trade. And I usually most of the time, 90% of the time do it. But I can also let it run until the long-term hold turns red over here below. And you can see that's what I did because I believe the tariff will go back quickly and things will go fine. So kept it open, all the way to here when the hold turns red. Right, so this has been leading to a bigger loss than it would have had otherwise. I never recommend my students to do it because it's, of course, more risky and you gotta know what you do in that case. You can pay off really well, but it's definitely a rule that is more based on discretion and what you believe in, and it doesn't always work out for sure. On other stock, like on the Larma here, this rule's been paying out really well, where we had these red instances where price pulled back and the whole turned red, then it went right back to green again afterward. We cannot really predict these movements and what will happen exactly, but we can actually take some guesses. And my guess for many of these stocks were that price would recover quickly. It did, but not as quick as I thought. And I didn't let them all open. I closed many of them and took profit on many of them on big moves I had, which is part of the reasons why I had a good start of the year, and especially in January. But then as the year went on and these other stocks went down a little bit more, that's really when the things didn't look that pretty anymore. But it's still a drawdown that I can sustain. That's totally part of the plan. Here on the Larma, this has been really going well because we had these small instances, price went back up straight, and so on. That's been really good, especially on the weekly chart. If I pull this up over here, one of my biggest winners this year is this stock over here. It's a Canadian company, the Larma. So you can see we have an entry here, we have an entry here, over here again, right there. Turns red, let it run, turns back green, and so on. Like I said, I don't recommend everyone to do this. It's a much more advanced technique, but it can pay off quite well sometimes. Going back here over the stats, once again, you can see my top performers were Dollarama. Now this is maybe not accurate. I do have some options trade too, which I did a little bit, which I'll definitely talk about in the future once I get better at this, but so far it's been also good. Sectors, I don't think they matter that much. You can see my trading is mostly in equities. I do have some fixed income there, part of my account. Of course, I have part of my account here that's based on treasury bills and bonds. And the other part is going to be commodities, which is very small. The point of this video here is because I want you to see the stats of a trader. I want you to understand what it's really like to trade for a living and the things that can happen. And why not just rely on trading alone? And of course, you could say, oh, I'm making better returns than this. You suck. Yeah, you could say that. But these times happen for all traders of all levels, and it's going to happen to you one day for sure. I've been able to recover really well from that. I think the recovery has been awesome and pretty good. Given that I trade longer time frames, the recovery takes longer. That's just to be expected. And yeah, if you have any questions, make sure you comment below. Let me know the questions in the comment section below. I'll be able to answer them or do more videos on them in the future. If you want to go back and see my previous year summary of my stats, you can check out this link in the corner over here. It's going to bring you to that video where I was in Koh Samui in Thailand, a really beautiful island. And if you want to see how I trade, the exact rules I follow, check out the first link below. I'll go through my strategy in detail. It's a free course. A lot of people have been taking it. I think it's pretty in-depth and pretty powerful. And I don't charge anything for it because I want you to learn these tools and learn these techniques. Make sure you're subscribed if it's not done yet. I publish these videos 3 times a week. 1 to 2 every Sunday, 2 videos during the week where I teach you stuff about trading, strategies, mindset, and risk management. And I'll catch you back here in the next video pretty soon. Ciao.